Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and today we talk about the differences between the 3 starter cars in Need for Speed Unbound, and hopefully give you a good idea on how to select the best one for you. Let's go! Alright, real quick, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I know there's a lot of Unbound content coming out because the game just launched, but I appreciate you being here, and I just wanted to make sure you know that. Alright, let's get into it. First, I need to talk about a couple of things regarding the starter cars. One of these things is a slight spoiler to the campaign. It doesn't give away anything big, but I could see some of you guys getting upset if I ruined something. So if you truly want to experience the story without spoilers, then skip ahead to the next timestamp that's in the description. Okay, so spoiler alert, the starter car you pick will not be the car that you're using to progress through the campaign. Without saying exactly what happens, you will need to race to win it back at the end of the campaign. With that said, you are not actually picking a starter car, are you? You're actually picking your ending car. That being said, the car you can take through the campaign will actually be the first car that you buy after the intro or the prologue to the campaign. There are about 12 options for that one, so that's going to be a completely different video, so stay tuned for that. Choosing between the Dodge, the Lambo, and the Nissan is tough at the beginning when you have no idea which car is better suited for your driving style, especially since you have no idea how the game's handling mechanics have been designed. That's hopefully where I can provide some value for you with this video. I'm going to go over each of the car's handling characteristics, but before I do that, let's check out their custom body kits. By the way, all 3 of these look absolutely insane, and I love them each for its own reasons. First up, the Dodge. The first thing you need to know about this car is that its handling profile is very neutral, as the stats suggest. It actually drifts very well though, and control is one of its main assets. After testing it, I felt much more in control going in and coming out of turns, and I think that has to do with this car's heavy feel. The game requires both drift and grip turning, and I feel like this car, although not the fastest of the bunch, has a very well-rounded feel, making it a prime choice for people who prefer a balanced approach. Also, who doesn't want to drive this insane station wagon? Next up is the Lambo. This car is an absolute grip machine and a track monster. It has a much tighter steering profile, tighter turning radius, and the ability to grip many of the corners that other cars would need to drift. It is also very stable at high speeds, particularly on those longer highway races. This thing possesses raw power and speed. Where it struggles though is drifting, and the game does require quite a bit of that, so just keep that in mind if you're planning on selecting it. It is super hard not to pick this though, because the body kit really does transform and update this old legend. And lastly, the Nissan. You may have guessed this because of the handling of the other 2, or because, duh, this is obviously a drift car, but this car is designed to drift. It's quite fast as well, and when upgraded has an insane top speed. Unfortunately, because it has so much power and it's really meant to be a drift car, it's super unstable at high speeds. You can easily lose traction in turns because that's exactly what this thing is supposed to do, and sometimes that does get really irritating. For the solo player experience though, and particularly after the campaign, This car is just so cool and sounds so good, and it's definitely worth selecting if you're a Nissan fan or if you just love drifting corners. So to make it really easy, the Dodge is the best all-around car, the Lambo is the best grip specialist, and the Nissan is the drift specialist. Remember, choose the one that you want to play with after the campaign and what you want to play with in multiplayer, because this car will transfer to multiplayer when you're done with the campaign. Again, choose the car that best fits your personal driving style. All right, hopefully this has made it a bit easier to select one. You're welcome to DM me if you have any other questions about these cars or anything Need for Speed related. All right, shout out to all the Heat 5 members. Thank you guys so much for your support. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.